A huge problem in human interface design is the when we treat computers or large language models as humans. English is hard. There's got to be a better way. So when Noe tagged me in the napkin challenge, I knew exactly what I wanted to build, an AI native language tutor. So here is the idea. On the main screen, we show a complicated word that you want to learn, and then a couple of multiple choice options and a teach me button. So for the multiple choice options, I want to use Apple's foundation models framework because we can run that on device, and later we can tap into Gemini to do that in the cloud and maybe come up with even more complicated words if we want. Of course, we want to learn how to pronounce these words, and that is why I want the app to pronounce them using text-to-speech to the user so that they can hear how to properly pronounce them. And then obviously the user needs to talk back and say, okay, here is how I think the word should be pronounced. So they need to be able to practice. So we need to have some speech recognition right there. And then the application should provide feedback. So maybe snarky or a little bit more encouraging. Maybe that is a user preference. Yeah, so that's the idea for the AI native language tutor. All right, so here's my napkin design. I didn't have a napkin. I'm an engineer. I had to use my iPad. Let's get this into Xcode. Over here on my machine, I've got the continuity feature, and here is freeform on my Mac. And now let's export this to a PDF and save it on my desktop. And now let's go into Xcode. I want to start a new conversation with Gemini, and then I want to drag this napkin challenge PDF in here and tell Gemini what to build. Okay, I want to build a language learning application based on the PDF that I attached. It contains a screen design and a brief list of the features I want to build. Okay, and I want to use plan mode so that we can first chat about more details of the application. So let's kick this off and let's see how it goes. So plan mode is on, the model is starting to think, and it says, I don't seem to have access to the PDF you mentioned. Okay, so either it wants me to drag this into the project folder, or you know what we can do alternatively. Let me try to export and export as an image. And let's try that again. I've attached this design as an image. Can you please see if you have access to it? Okay, so that seems to work. I can see the image clearly now. Nice. Okay, so we get a discussion of the features. So multiple choice generation, we will use Apple Foundation model. So it was clearly able to read the image. It even read the word that I used to draw my design. So discombobulate pronunciation teaching using TTS, listening and feedback, speech recognition and AI. So for the feedback, we can feed the transcribed attempt and target word back into a foundation model's prompt. We can instruct the model to adopt either a friendly, encouraging, or snarking persona to evaluate their attempt and provide textual feedback. That's great. And then we can build this in Swift UI, state handling. Yeah, so I think I like that. Let's go ahead and implement this. So now the model needs to switch out of plan mode, and I need to approve that. So the next step will be the model asking me, hey, do you want to switch from plan mode to build mode? Yes, I'm happy to do that. Okay, so, and let's also see if we can turn on show artifacts so that we can maybe take a look at the code that the model is working on. So in order to connect Gemini with Xcode, which is a new feature in Xcode 27, I went through the exercise of connecting Gemini here, and I recorded a video about that. So I'll paste the link in the description below, and you can take a look at that. It's pretty straightforward, but there are a couple of ways how you can connect Gemini, and I showed one of them demonstrating how to use your API key. So that might be interesting. Let's see where we're at. Okay, so the interesting thing is that Xcode exposes a bunch of tools that Gemini can use. For example, it even exposes tools to edit the plist file, which typically is something that coding agents are not super great at. So it's good to have the specialized tools to securely update all those settings in your Xcode project without completely messing it up. So that is super useful. And I think that is one of the really great features of this way to integrating agentic coding into your IDE. So it says, I've completed the implementation of your AI native language tutor. We implemented dynamic quiz generation using Apple's new foundation models framework, pronunciation teaching, speech recognition, AI feedback, and it even configured the privacy settings for the microphone. So that is typically something that coding agents tend to forget. Let's see if this actually works. Let me run this on the simulator and see if that works. And if that doesn't work, we'll run this on a physical device. So we've got the simulator starting up. New in Xcode 27 is that instead of using a traditional simulator, it uses the device hub. So we've got this window here showing the simulator and all the additional buttons to navigate around, taking screenshots, recording the screen, tilting the phone. Here we are. Discombobulate, and that is to confuse or disconcert someone, to organize something perfectly, to perform a complex surgical procedure, or to plane in circular motion. Okay, I think it is to confuse or disconcert someone. That is great.
Discombobulate.
Okay, discombobulate. And now let's see how I can do it. Okay, so, and this is the great thing, it's asking for the permission right when we need it. That is amazing. Let's try that again. Oh, that doesn't seem to work. What's going on? Okay. All right, so let's go and see if we can fix that. That looks amazing, but when I try to record my own pronunciation, I got an issue and the application said something about unresponsiveness. So I wasn't able to record this at all. Can you fix this? Maybe you should have a look at the logs. Okay, nice. So it actually reads the log output, right? So I was thinking about grabbing the log output, copying and pasting it, but then I was like, no, it should have access to it, and apparently it does have access to it. So what's it going to do? Okay, so what is going on? I've identified and fixed the unresponsiveness issue you encountered. It was caused by setting up the audio session and starting the microphone on the main thread. This is a heavy operation that was blocking the UI from responding to your touch. Well, okay. So it has refactored the speech engine and updated the AI persona. Okay, to be more snarky. Well, also it noticed that the safety guardrails were triggered for Discombobulate, and it refined the prompts to ensure the AI understand it's in a language learning context. That is a great idea. So let's try that one more time. And here is the app. Discombobulate. Well, why? Okay, let's see.
Discombobulate, 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 discombobulate,
I got that.
discombobulate.
Great. I think this actually got worse because now when I click on the Teach Me button, it takes a while for the app to actually say out loud the word. And then when I press the Record button, it says something about abandoning the recording because reconfig pending or something like that. Can you take a look at both of these issues and fix them? Let's see. It says that it addressed the TTS delay and the recording interruption. Let's see if this works. Nope. Discombobulate. Discombobulate. No, it's not working. So I think we might want to try this on a physical device. The application is starting up on the phone. Okay, so now we can see the app in the device hub, and I can interact both ways. So I can click on the device hub and the phone reacts. So let's try that.
Discombobulate.
Discombobulate. So it said, I heard discombobulated. Okay, not too bad. Okay, so that worked quite okay on a physical device, and I'm happy to let you get away with that for now. But there are two more things I would like you to do. One, once the user pronounces the word and presses the stop button, the model gives the feedback, and I think it would be nice to say that out loud as well. And then there should also be a way to advance to the next word. And I know that you use Discombobulate as the word to practice, but there should be a list of, let's say, 10 difficult words that we can use to practice, and please pick one of them at random. All right, let's see. Whoa! Look at those words. I didn't even know that English has long words like that. Sesquipedalian, anti-disestablishmentarianism, florkino. Okay, let's try running the app again. What is that? Onomatopoeia. The art of naming characters in a story, sound made by objects or actions like buzz or clang, words that rhyme with each other, the style of writing that mimics speech. No idea. Oh, that was right. What? Not quite?
Onomatopoeia.
Onomatopoeia.
Onomatopoeia. Sounds like you're auditioning for a superhero movie. Keep practicing. Your pronunciation is like a melody waiting to roar. Just like the word itself, lion face sparkles.
Nice. Okay, that I know. Incomprehensibility. It's either that or this. So I'm gonna go for this. And now let's listen to it.
Incomprehensibility. Incomprehensibility.
Incomprehensibility.
Nice try. Incomprehensibility is like a mouthful of spaghetti. A bit tricky but also satisfying. Keep going. Your pronunciation is sharper than a thesaurus. Spaghetti sparkles.
Nice. All right. So that was how to use Gemini and a digital napkin, this one, to sketch an application and vibe code it. I think we can mark this as a success. I had a lot of fun. Hopefully you had a lot of fun watching me trying to pronounce complicated words. If you have a word that you think I should try to pronounce next, drop it in the comments, and I'm going to add this as a word to the list of options here. And then in the follow-up video to this one, I want to explore if I can teach Xcode to actually connect to Firebase and store all those words in Firestore. Stay tuned for that. Until then, thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.